We might have the proper attitude and correct approach, but on the wrong assignment for inadequate reasons. This one's called CounterCulture, based on Romans 9:16. It does not therefore depend on human desire or effort, but on God's mercy. We've been taught culturally many times work hard, outwork your competition, be the hardest worker in the room, many times fighting against those whom we should be fighting for. Jesus said that God our Father in heaven already knows every single one of our needs and the resources necessary to carry out His will in our lives and the purpose we are called to. Focusing and striving for these things, desires, needs, ambitions, is something pagans do. But we, as children of God, should focus on His kingdom and righteousness, the revelation of these two in our hearts, to be able to orient our actions and in an active pursuit and advancement of them. And that out of this perspective and approach in our lives and journeys, all things needed, both intellectually, spiritually, emotionally, materially, for this purpose will flow. While every single one of our personal needs will be met alongside with it as well, as Matthew 6:32 to 33 says. So, striving for our ambitions, hustling hard, and relying on our own strength, might, and capability can be a vain, superficial, and futile waste of energy, time, and resources. God does get pleased, takes honor, and calls us to be strong and courageous, but whenever He is alongside us in our endeavors, according to Joshua 1:9. We might have the proper attitude and correct approach, but on the wrong assignment for inadequate reasons, as I heard my pastor say. Let us come to a place of full surrender where we rely mainly and primarily on His grace and mercy, His guidance and instruction, and alignment with His will to be able to access His power. It is not in our power and might that He works best, but it's not in our striving, but in our weakness expressed through vulnerability towards Him that His power works best, according to 2 Corinthians 12:9. When we get to the place of recognition that His mercy and grace are sufficient and will overtake us and deliver us from every and each situation. That there's nothing intrinsic in me that will carry me through, but it is Him alone, and whatever strength or courage I might want to bring to the table should be focused in striving only in being aligned with His will revealed and manifested through His Spirit. We are not sufficient. His grace is. Let us therefore rely on His mercy, not on our efforts or desires. Here's a trustworthy saying that deserves full acceptance: that Christ Jesus came into the world to save sinners, of whom I am the worst. But for that